Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and welcome to Week 15 of the NFL season and Week 15 of Scott McLean's Be an NFL Superstar. And check this out. I am going with the blue on blue today, doing the blue pants with the blue jerseys. Something different, you know, because I like to mix it up every now and again. Why the hell not? Because you get that option inside the game. You can choose all sorts of crazy uniforms. I think in the franchise mode, I'm sure in the franchise mode, you can actually, like, completely change uniforms. So, like, why the heck not? You know, it makes the game a little bit more entertaining. And when I was playing the game, I was just like, oh, this looks so weird. Because on the previous Charger uniforms, I don't know why, but I like the blue on blue look with the helmets and everything. And this one, I was just like, it looks a little off balance, you know? I don't know why I'm talking so much about the uniforms. But anyways, let's get on to the heart and soul of these commentaries. Prediction time. So like I said, we're in Week 15. We've got, starting at the top, we got Jacksonville and Atlanta. I'm going to pick Atlanta. Dallas, Tampa Bay, Dallas. Minnesota and Buffalo. I think Buffalo is going to rebound here pretty soon. Or did I say Minnesota? I meant Miami. Miami and Buffalo. Buffalo. And Seattle, Chicago. I'm going to pick Chicago. I think they just have an overall better team. Carolina and Houston was a toughie. I'm picking Carolina. I think Cam Newton's going to put up some numbers. Tennessee and Indianapolis, Tennessee. Green Bay and Kansas City. Green Bay, of course. Why not? New Orleans and Minnesota. New Orleans. Washington and the Giants. I'm going to pick the New York Giants. Cincinnati and St. Louis. I'm picking Cincinnati. Detroit and Oakland. This is a game that I would like to, when it comes on TV, I'm going to closely watch it. I need Detroit to beat Oakland. And, yeah, because the Chargers are 2 games back of Denver and 1 game behind Oakland. So if we can secure victory, it's the Chargers that is. If we can secure victory and Oakland loses, then we'll take their spot. We'll be tied up. And so yeah, I definitely need the Raiders to lose to the Lions. Cleveland, Arizona, that's sort of like a nobody cares game. Unless you're an Arizona or, you know, a Cardinals or a Browns fan. But in the grand scheme of things right now, it's sort of like a meh. But I'm going to pick Cleveland, the best Arizona. New England and Denver. New England. I need Tom Brady and his Patriots to just walk all over Denver and crush Denver. I need them to crush Denver. And not because, like, I'm Tebow hating or whatever, but just because I need the Broncos to lose to pull the Chargers 1 game closer to the AFC West title. So Denver's got to go down. And I hope they do it today, and I hope they do it in spectacular fashion. Because there's a part of me that, I'd like to see Tim Tebow get his butt kicked, so that way people will stop calling him the second coming of whatever. The New York Jets and the Eagles, the Jets, of course. And Baltimore, San Diego. I'm picking San Diego. I think it's going to be a tough game, I'll be honest. Baltimore's defense, I think they just got Ray Lewis back. Baltimore always has a great defense. It just depends on, like, how Flacco plays. And if the Chargers offense can come out on top and come out swinging hard like we have the last 2 weeks, I think we're going to have a good game. And then last but not least, Pittsburgh and San Francisco. Well, I'm going to pick Pittsburgh because they're a better team than San Francisco overall. So anyways, this is the first video that I'm doing after finals, and I'll tell you guys, it feels really good to be done with finals. I finished my paper. I had a 20-page paper that was due. It was a 15 to 20-page paper that was due Friday, and so I worked on it the week before and all this week, and I put my heart and soul into that thing. And gosh, I hope I get a good grade on it. It was one of those things where you spend so much time working on it, and come the deadline, when you turn it in, you're just like, man, I really hope I get a good grade because I put a lot of work into it. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm debating on whether or not I want to make that available, like put it up as a PDF if people want to read it. Nobody's like said they want to read it yet, but when you put that much effort into something like making videos, you want people to read it or watch it or whatever. So there's a part of me that kind of wants to, but there's a part of me that doesn't, because I know there's parts of it that I kind of rushed through because I had very little time towards the end to get it finished. And I know I did like a very rough edit, so I didn't really go through and make like grammatical changes or, well, spelling, yeah, I check for spelling because sometimes when you do spell check, it'll totally change a word from something that you wanted to put in there to something that was just like, Oh, that doesn't go in there at all. So yeah, so finals are over. You guys who have been watching for a while, you know that I'm leaving for Europe here on the 27th. So a little over a week from now, actually a week and 2 days. And yeah, I'm totally excited. I need to start packing. I have things. I still need to put things together like socks and stuff, but I think the majority of the things that I have are what I've got here in the house, like sweatshirts and hoodies and a jacket and jeans and cotton pants and stuff like that. So anything that I don't have, I think I'm just gonna pick it up in Europe. From what I've been watching, the exchange rate is pretty good for me, and why the heck not? I mean, instead of spending $50 here in the States, if I can spend $10 by comparison to buy something that'll get me through the winter there in country, why the hell not? And I don't know if they have some sort of Goodwill or whatever, but maybe I could just like donate it to some Ukrainian cause or something when I'm done with it. I don't need it anymore. So I guess I'll need it to like get to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. So like when I fly out to I think I fly to Paris to Charles de Gaulle Airport. And yeah, so anyways, anywho, yeah, so basically I'm getting really excited. I actually kind of want to start vlogging again to build up to this trip. So maybe I'll start on Monday. I'll start vlogging and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to be able to post any sort of things about my trip at all. I'm thinking what I might do is start putting like pictures and stuff on Twitter whenever I get a chance. I'm going to take my phone. I'm not going to have any reception. So when I get to like a wireless network or something, then I guess I can upload stuff, or maybe like I can send Twitter messages and not get charged an arm and a leg. I'm not exactly sure how that works. I guess I should probably call AT&T and figure that out. But yeah, it's really, really exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking. I'm gonna like go ahead and share a little personal. It's not like a fear. Did you see? Look at that pass. He's just like, didn't know anyone was throwing to me right now. Just like, what? I think there was like a string of just bad things happening. I think was it there's a play where I throw to Antonio Gates and he's just like, I'm not gonna even make an attempt to catch this ball. Like, come on, man. But there's so much stuff. Can you like yeah, well, I was getting totally distracted. So this whole personal fear thing of flying, like I don't have a problem with flying at all. Like being a car guy, like I like that the raw power that a jet engine provides. Oh, watch this. It's like wide open. I go ahead and throw it up there for him to catch it. It just, I think I overthrew him, but it just was like, wait a second, you didn't even try to catch it. But yeah, the aircraft have like raw power. The only time that I get nervous is taking off. And I tell people that, you know what, it sounds silly because it is. It's like an unwarranted fear. But the thing is, though, is if like you're flying and there's some sort of emergency, you can land. Or if you're landing and there's some sort of emergency and you crash, the jet is empty, So there's no jet fuel to burn. But if you're on takeoff, you're full of jet fuel. You crash, you're just going to into a big ball of fire. And I know, like I said, it's an unwarranted fear. My buddy Tom, the naval pilot, he's just like, well, if you crash, as you know, as with a mechanic, he told me, he goes, you crash with an empty tank, then you're gonna have a gigantic explosion as well. But you always see those videos like planes crashing and they skid and like maybe they catch on fire, but they don't like turn into a big gigantic ball of fire. And so, anyways, yeah, this commentary turned a little morbid. I totally didn't mean for it to turn morbid like that, but it's a silly fear. It's a silly fear. Well, also, the other joke that I've been telling pretty much everyone is that I hope that there's some sort of aircraft issue from now until when I leave, so that way statistically I'm good to go. Because when I was coming back from Boston, there was a near collision between two aircraft, like an Air France aircraft and American Airlines, and they're showing it at the terminal of the American Airlines flight that I was about to board from Boston to come to fly to Fort Worth for my connecting flight back to San Diego. And I'm just like, yeah, why are you showing this near collision, And so I put it on Facebook, and a good friend of mine was like, well, you know what? Statistically, you're okay now because that problem that's your problem for your flight, your time frame. So you're good to go. So that got that whole like put in my head like, oh, okay, maybe something happens, then I'll be good. But I don't want to be that guy like having something bad happen. I mean, that's not anyways. So all right, guys. Well, I'm going to cut this one short because I've got a bunch of stuff to do since it is preparing for the holiday season here, and I still got a lot of stuff to do. So anyways, guys, I had a pretty good game, 290 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not too shabby, if I might say so myself. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you later.